From KGW, this is The Good Stuff.
Well, the saying goes, age is nothing but a number, but that's especially true for one woman in Hood River who's giving back to the world through her creativity. Thanks for joining us on The Good Stuff. I'm Deidre Johnson. At the age of 96, Sigrid Scully published her first children's book. Her hope to help the younger generation through her words and the book's proceeds. China Green shares her wonderful story.
I had 28 jobs in my life, never fired.
Sigrid Scully has done many things in her life.
I went from everything from waitressing to landscape designer.
And at the age of 96, she can now add another achievement to the list, author.
If you could come to my house, you'd meet these animal friends of mine.
Publishing her first book this year.
They live on the shelves in my room. Please come and play with them anytime.
It's a children's book titled If I Could.
The story about stuffed animals came to my head.
And Sigrid wrote it the old school way.
Handwritten, cursive.
She tells me the book is about stuffed animals that come to life through the imaginations of the children in the book. A concept she says may be foreign to kids nowadays in a world full of technology. But let's go back a few chapters. This all started a few years ago when Sigrid joined writing classes. That's where she wrote If I Could.
I read it to a group of about 10 people, and they all clapped, and they all said you should get it published.
One of those people being Judy Shupak.
And I said, Sigrid, that's a children's book.
The former teacher happens to be an artist, but she never illustrated a book before. So she took a page out of Sigrid's book. It's never too late to try something new.
I've always wanted to illustrate children's books, and this sort of got me started.
Judy illustrated the book and found a publisher for Sigrid, Cave Moon Press, based in Yakima. But they wouldn't make much money in sales.
I don't want any money.
Sigrid didn't mind.
But I write for fun.
The nonprofit literary press does things a little differently than your traditional publisher. Every project has to donate the profits to a charitable cause, any one they choose.
I have picked a safe space here in Oregon in Hood River, but they also sponsor in Washington. And what they do, they are advocates for abused children.
Sigrid has learned something new and created a lasting legacy to help the younger generation at the age of 96. So don't judge a book by its cover, because age is just a number.
I'm still the same human being. I'm just in different condition.
Well, take a look at this. Thousands of fencers from across the country gathered at the Oregon Convention Center this weekend for the March North American Cup. This was the first time for many competing in a big public space. Many hope they'll be able to represent the U.S. during the 2028 Olympics. A local 8th grader who competed on Saturday says he's been fencing for about 6 years and enjoys the challenge of the sport.
It's a one-on-one sport. I mean, it's you versus someone else, and I think it drives me to be the best I can be.
And I've never seen a sport that you're under such rigor.
The final competitions run through tonight. A huge congrats and good luck to all the competitors. That's the Unipiper leading what organizers call the world's smallest parade on Friday that kicked off from the world's smallest park. They went from Mill Ends Park, which is in the middle of Nadeau Parkway, along Portland's waterfront, to Patty's Bar and Grill. This doubled as a release party for Gigantic Brewing's new beer named after the park called Mill Ends Red. Proceeds from sales of the beer will go towards the Weird Portland United organization. You can find it in stores and bars where the beer is sold. From fencing to parades, the possibilities are endless. So we asked you, what were you up to this weekend on socials? Let's start with Capri, who was out in Cabo, Mexico during this weekend. Wow, Capri, this seems like so much fun, and it's definitely the perfect way to escape the cold weather at home. The greenery and the sunset that's making its way through the horizon is absolutely beautiful. Meanwhile, Linda was making use of the snow in Wildport while staying indoors. She says she was working on a mermaid painting while having the perfect view of the snow. Linda, this seems like such a peaceful way to spend the weekend, and that mermaid painting looks like it's coming along great. And take a look at this cute little pup. Amy and her St. Bernard Diamond spent some time outdoors in the snow. She took this picture at the Jim Dandy Farm Market in Banks. And this adorable furry friend goes by the name of Andy. Corey says she got to hang out with him at the Oregon Dog Rescue, and she says he's actually up for adoption, is looking for a forever home. Julie was out in Hawaii during the weekend. She took this during her helicopter ride over Kauai. Julie, I bet the scenery was just gorgeous, and it looks like you took this photo at the perfect moment with a rainbow making its grand appearance. And finally, Mary also spent some time in nature. She took this at the Catherine Creek Trail in Washington to try to catch a glimpse of the sunshine and the wildfires. Well, you can share your photos and stories of good stuff happening in your community by texting 503-226-5088 or email us at thegoodstuff@kgw.com. There's a unique concert experience coming to downtown Portland tonight that combines orchestra music and video games. Tonight's show, titled Heroes, a video game symphony, will feature the Oregon Symphony Orchestra and the Oregon Chorale. Each music selection will take the audience on a hero's journey as seen in popular games, films, and books throughout history. Jason Paul, the mastermind behind the symphony, says he's been working on projects like this for 20 years, but Heroes will stand out from the others.
It's just beautiful in the way that you can really see the evolution of video games right before your eyes, dating back to the NES titles that we perform, and then all the way up to the HD footage that they have now. I think it's a really beautiful representation of how far we've come in the video game world.
That's so cool. Well, Heroes will also be performed by musicians in other places around the world, including Chicago, Paris, and Mexico. And we have a quick update on a programming change tomorrow. KGW's live coverage for Super Tuesday will start at 7 o'clock. That means the good stuff will not be airing. We will return on Wednesday. Still to come tonight on The Good Stuff, our week of giving for the KGW Food Drive kicks off today. And members of our team are going head to head to see who can sort the most food for those in need. Welcome back to The Good Stuff. This is the first full week of this year's KGW Great Food Drive, and it's also our week of giving, when we highlight how local food banks and pantries reach people in need. Here's a look at a friendly sorting competition between some of our KGW team at the Oregon Food Bank.
So we're out here today at the Oregon Food Bank to do some food sorting. All the food we go through will make its way back out into the community to help local families in need, but we're also here to win this competition.
So we're gonna need a manager to tell us what box goes in each, or what food goes in each box.
Aaron, what else? What's our strategy here?
Okay, so we're gonna take what we know is already prepared from here. We're gonna get it over to the red pallet ASAP.
We have the date check down there. We have cheat sheets all set up. Okay. We got this.
1, 2, 3, Rivermark!
Let's be true. Yeah!
Team Toyota!
Beat David on 3. 1, 2, 3. Beat David!
Go!
Can cake mix and mayonnaise go together?
Holy moly.
Snacks!
We gotta get some boxes on ours, you guys.
The hardest part is checking through all of them because they are so mixed with things.
Kellogg.
Go as fast as I can? I don't know.
We're just getting started. This is a lot harder than it looks. There's just so many things and you just want to make sure you get it right.
Soup, so box 2, I think. Food insecurity, addressing that is one of our community pillars at Rivermark, and it's super important to all of us and our organization.
Okay, any more snacks? Snacks right here.
So seeing all of the donations that come through this building and all the food we just sorted was really heartwarming to see how much is actually here for us to provide to those families. Yeah, it feels really good.
I have another date check, Starbucks.
Kellogg.
There's so much care and attention that's given at every stage of the process, and for us to be able to come in and have some fun sorting and get a taste of what it's like, it's really important.
Currently, we don't have a strategy. We're just doing damage control at this point.
Goes in 1.
We are moving 1 million pounds of food just out of this warehouse, and there are 5 warehouses across the state every single week. We are so excited to have the KGW Great Food Drive here for the 21st year. It's so wild. We are so appreciative for your partnership.
3, 2, 1!
Team Safeway at the bottom, 568. Pacific Office Automation was next with 583 pounds. Team Toyota only had 649 pounds. And that means Team Rivermark, you guys sorted 755 pounds. Woo!
Go KGW, Great Food Drive!
That's so cool. Well, if you want to help, just go to kgw.com/food drive to give online. We want to thank local Toyota dealers, Rivermark Community Credit Union, Pacific Office Automation, and Safeway for helping with this year's food drive. And thanks to a popular nationwide program, thousands of students are now able to get school meals for free. The program started on March 1st for dozens of schools in the Hillsborough School District. And as John Adams shows us, it's quite the game changer for kids, parents, and school leaders.
Each day, thousands of meals are served to students across the Hillsborough School District. Starting March 1st, students at all 36 schools will be able to have a school breakfast and lunch free of cost.
So we're running right around 13,000 meals a day. We're anticipating 3,000 more a day moving forward.
The expansion comes thanks to new certification requirements on a state and federal level. Previously, 14 schools in the district were eligible, but the change means the entire district will see free meals through the 2026-27 school year. The district's director of nutrition services says this is a big deal for students.
And we know, I mean, as adults, right, when we miss a meal, we get a little cranky, you know, we get a little lightheaded sometimes about thinking of things. We think just what's in front of us. Think about a kid that might be dealing with things at home or the stress of school and they miss a meal. It'll improve them not worrying about the basics. It'll have them be more balanced physically so that they can learn academically.
Other districts in the area have also expanded their free meal offerings this calendar year. The Beaverton School District announced 10 additional schools joining the program in January. In Hillsboro, it's been a busy few weeks getting prepared for the changes and the 3,000 additional meals that will be served daily. But Nathan Riddell says the extra work is worth it to make sure students have access to healthy, balanced meals.
We're doing our best to provide choices every day for breakfast and lunch that meet the My Plate standards that the USDA puts out: fruits, vegetables, meat alternate, grains, and fluid milk. So those are the things that are part of a complete meal, and we offer those at breakfast and lunch every day.
So great to have those meals for the kids. Well, coming up next on The Good Stuff, meet Caitlin Clark, the star player who officially holds the new NCAA scoring record. Welcome back to The Good Stuff. Well, college basketball superstar Caitlin Clark now holds the NCAA scoring record. She passed Pete Maravich to claim the top spot in Iowa's win over Ohio State this weekend. As Mark Whitley reports, a sold-out crowd with plenty of big names were there to witness it.
Among those big names, pitching legend Nolan Ryan, rapper Travis Scott, and the great Maya Moore, and they did not leave disappointed. First half, Caitlin Clark showing why she's also the nation's top passer, finds Hannah Stokey for 2 of her 23, and then she put her scoring cap back on. Clark was up to 16 moments before halftime, and that set up the big one. On a technical free throw instead of a logo 3, she passed Pistol Pete, another notch in the history books. And then for her and the Hawkeyes, it was back to business. Hawks led by 9 at half, and Gabby Marshall adds 3 more. She had 12 points, Iowa in control, and looking to finish it. Kate Martin dials in 3 on senior day. Martin finished with 11, while Clark put up 35. Another big performance on a record-setting day as the Hawks take down the Buckeyes 93-83.
This is what's so fun and so special, and like this is what we've built here, and these are the moments you dream of, and you know obviously our fans were incredible. It kind of feels like you're living in a little bit of delusion because this is just so awesome.
Yeah, those free throws are important, and she's very, very good. I mean, she shoots our technical fouls for us, and that was the one that tied, right? Tied it? And put it over. Oh, and put it over. Okay. Well, yeah, go back to fundamentals, everybody, right? I'm kind of glad it wasn't a logo 3. I'm sure she would like it to in a logo 3, but I'm glad it wasn't.
Congrats to her. Well, February was National Heart Month, but there's one professional football player raising awareness year-round. After the break, a fan who has faced heart issues of his own gets a warm surprise from Buffalo Bills football star Demar Hamlin. NFL Buffalo Bills safety Demar Hamlin has come a long way since suffering cardiac arrest during a nationally televised game last year. He not only made it back to the field, but he's helped raise awareness for heart-related issues and inspired countless Americans to learn CPR. It's something dubbed the Demar Effect, and he just surprised a young athlete who's faced scary heart issues of his own. NBC's Priscilla Thompson has a look at their heartfelt connection.
Zeke Mankins had big dreams of becoming a military pilot and playing football. But around 6th grade, that all changed.
It hurt to breathe, it hurt to sleep.
The cause, a leaky heart valve that would have to be replaced with a mechanical one. What went through your minds in that moment?
I just kind of thought his world was going to come crashing down.
On blood thinners for life, Zeke's football dreams were over. When they told you you weren't going to be able to play football again, what was that like for you?
Probably one of the most devastating moments of my life.
Devastated, but not defeated. Now 16, Zeke is a track star with new passions like marching band and choir, and dreams of becoming an airline pilot. His story, inspiring someone else. So how are you feeling about this surprise?
I'm feeling super excited.
Buffalo Bills safety Demar Hamlin suffered cardiac arrest on the field last year.
I'm super proud of him of being able to shift gears and still, display your passion for other things that you love in the world. Where's Zeke?
Hamlin inviting Zeke to join Abbott's Heartmates team.
You are first pick in the draft, so here you go.
For those impacted by heart conditions.
It's just a community that we built, you know, to allow people to know that you're not alone.
Did you experience any of that loneliness or isolation?
Yeah, I still do. Something ongoing.
A lifelong journey of healing hearts. Priscilla Thompson, NBC News, Midlothian, Texas.
Such a great story. Well, that's all the time we have, but we'll leave you with a live look over the Rose City. Thanks for taking a little time for the good stuff.